everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, then hi, my name is Caitlin. Welcome! And today I am updating my No Pan Left Behind project pan. So if you are new to this project, or if you just didn't tune in last month, I have actually changed this project quite a lot. So what I'm doing now is I have a 9-pan BYOP full of beautiful singles, and this is the palette that I work on every month. These singles have been randomly selected by my Pretty Random app, so I have no idea what colours will be coming in today, but I can say I have used every single shade in this palette except for one. So there's going to be 8 random shades rolling in today, a complete new colour story. I am so excited. As you can probably tell, a few of these shades have been used in this look today, but there are also 2 other looks that I'm going to share with you that I have used these shades with. I'm really happy with this. I like to do it because a lot of the times my single eyeshadows are neglected in my collection, and I really don't want that. I really want them to be utilised and loved as much as possible, so I thought I'd change this project round a little bit just to suit that. But just before we do jump into the video, if you have not already, definitely like and subscribe because it would mean the world to me. As of filming this right now, it is the 2nd of October and I have just hit 2.9k, which is insane. My goal was to hit 3k by the end of the year, but honestly, we've got like 3 months left. And I'm baffled. I'm absolutely baffled. Every day I wake up and I'm so grateful for you guys. And I know this is all like, oh, whatever, but I'm just so happy. Thank you so much. So yeah, onwards and upwards. Let's absolutely smash that 3k goal. And yeah, I'm so excited. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. I did film this eye look. I have just finished filming it. It is a get ready with me. I'll link it in the cards above if you did miss it. But we did try a few new things, like this kind of wingy thing and then like a duotone look. I think it worked really, really well. So let me know what you think about that. But as I said, you can see me do it, a full kind of tutorial look if you are interested. So the first look I'm going to share is this look. It's a very kind of neutral look. It was, I think it was a sunset look. Honestly, it's been so long since I did this look. I can't actually remember what it looks like, but I do know I used this shade. I'm kind of balancing a hot water bottle right now because it is so cold on my knee. So I'm trying to like not fall off my chair, not drop any eyeshadow, you know. But I used this shade Venus on the lid for this look. I remember it is beautiful. I absolutely loved this shade. It's very different for what I usually go for. I usually do love these kind of cool toned blues or purple kind of shades, but this shade is so gorgeous. It goes really, really well with the rest of the shades in my Pan That palette. If you guys missed my Pan That palette update, it went live actually today as I'm filming this on the 2nd. I will link it again in the cards if you did miss it. A very, very good update. This is like a pinky red to orange duochrome and I really, really enjoyed it. It was one of those shades I don't naturally gravitate towards, so it was really, really nice to have this in a look, especially when it went so well with my Modern Renaissance. Next is the shade Vixen, and I didn't actually get a proper picture with this. I literally wiped it off and then I remember going, oh no. I should have taken a picture, but I did film with it. This was part of the look that was my Pan That palette in order update. I'll try and get a screen grab of it, but obviously it might be a little bit difficult, but hopefully you're seeing something, you know, something to show this look. It was a very, very neutral look. It was just warm taupe on the lid and in the crease, and then I topped it with this. I did realise that this had a little bit of a greeniness to it, which was interesting. It was really, really nice. I have a hair in my mouth. I don't know where it's coming from. So yeah, I wasn't expecting the greeniness in it, but that's definitely good to know for future uses. So that is those 2 shades off the list, and now all of the rest of the shades, bar this shade in the corner, was done doing this look. I knew I wanted to do something that used all of these, or pretty much all of these, and this is the look I came up with. Very out there, very different, but I actually love it. So this purple shade, which is from the Revolution Maxi Reloaded palette, and it's the shade 6, I have used as a last blending shade on this purple matte crease. Then the shade Blueberry from the Pastel Roses, which is this shimmer purple, has been put on the middle of my cut crease on this side. Then very, very similarly for these two blues. So this is Smoothie Please, and this is the last shade on this side of my look, again in the crease. And then the shade Frosty, this has actually been tapped over because it was a little bit too yellow, but that did start the middle of my cut crease. I think you can still see it poking through the shade that I layered on top of it. Then these two shades, I used this shade, which is also from the Revolution Maxi Reloaded palette. It's the shade 44, and I put this as a base for my yellow shimmers. I did want this to be more yellow, but the sparkly pigment shade thing that I put over the top definitely dulled it down. I'm hoping you can see that it is yellow, but I did use this as a base just in the inner corners of my cut crease. I topped that off with Little Star as well, and then I put a pigment over the top of that. So that is all of the shades, which is kind of mad. There is only this shade left, which is from the XX Revolution Exposed palette. It's the shade 1, and this is such an easy shade. I could have just incorporated this in pretty much any look, but I didn't. But that's okay, because I have 8 random shades to go in this palette, and I am actually quite scared, not gonna lie. A whole new color story is pretty scary, but I am so excited to see what we end up with. Okay, let's just do it. Okay, so here we go. We have 167 single eyeshadows in my collection, so I'm gonna roll number 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so I did clear my history before I rolled them because I knew I was not going to remember 8 numbers, especially when they are so big, but we did get a good mix of high numbers and low numbers, so I'm really, really hoping that we get a mix of neutrals and pinks and blues and greens and shimmers and mattes and all that kind of thing. So I'm going to go off camera, see what those shades are, and then I'll be right back. So yeah, I'm really scared, but I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so I've just spent quite a long time trying to figure out what number corresponded to what shade, and I have the new color story, and I'm pretty excited, to be honest. Yeah, this is our first completely randomized color story because last month a few of the shades were hand chosen by me. The way that I did this before last month is just kind of hand choosing what I wanted to play with. But this month, we've got a mix of new shades and old shades, which I'm very, very happy about. And without further ado, I will reveal our new palette. This is what it looks like. I'm really excited about this. This is a perfect fall/autumn kind of vibe. I'm really excited. There are quite a few shades that can go very well together. I am a little bit worried about these two clashing with my Pan That palette, but I'm sure we'll be okay. I'm sure we'll figure out a way to kind of avoid clashing. So I'm obviously going to share with you what each of these shades are. Obviously, this shade down here is staying in. It's the only one staying in. It's the XX Revolution Exposed shade number 1. But let's go and I will share with you what these are. So the first shade was actually taken from my Halloween BYOP that is coming very, very soon. This is Revolution Maxi Reloaded shade 1. If you don't know, I did buy the massive Maxi Reloaded palette from Revolution, and I did depot them all into these single shadow compartments just because I wanted to have more mattes and I didn't have £300 to buy loads of mattes, so I just thought I'd flesh out some of my singles collection with them, and I actually really think that's a good idea. I got it secondhand, it was really, really cheap. I'm happy that I did that. So that is what that one is. Next is actually a shade I got for my birthday, which was the 7th of September, so it's very, 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 very recent. This is Zoe Sight from the Pastel Roses. It's like a teal to pink duochrome. I think it's really, really beautiful. Kind of goes with this eye's theme today. So I'm very excited to play with that. I don't think I've used this on my eyes yet, so that's going to be so exciting. Next, I have Sakura, which is actually from, I don't know if that short's gone live yet, but I did dupe the new Charlotte Tilbury Holiday palette. So I did take that from there, and I actually did that today. So this shade definitely likes it today. It's its lucky day, you could say. So I'm excited to play around with that. I might do that with the palette. I don't think I've actually shown it on my actual YouTube yet. It's kind of been broken up a little bit, but this is my Charlotte Tilbury dupe. Kind of, anyway. So yeah, I did do a short if you were interested. I don't think it's live yet, but it is coming soon. The next shade is obviously very, very similar to the shade above it. This is Savannah by the Barry M Tiger palette. I did depot that quite a while ago, so I'm really excited. It is slightly darker than the Revolution shade, but it's just a very easy everyday shade. I'm not too worried. This is a shade from the Violet Voss Nicole Concealio palette. I can't remember what shade name it was, but it's like the kind of green to brown duochrome. I'm really excited to play around with that. I'm really excited to play around with everything. Can you tell? Next, I have the shade Squad Ghouls from NBA Cosmetics. Very on theme, very seasonal, you know, so I'm very happy to have that. This is like a blue to kind of yellow duochrome. Very, very excited. Obviously, XX Revolution exposed. Next, we have Food Videos from J-Star, and I love this shade so much. I don't support J-Star in any way. That's why all of his shades have been depotted. But if I could find a dupe for this shade, I would 100% replace it because it's just such a fun shade. Like, I could have put it in my inner corner today and it would have been so fun. Unfortunately, just the owner is a bit of a, you know, I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to go into it. This is a happy place. And then finally is Euphoria from the Pastel Roses, and this is more of a glitter formula. It's not really an eyeshadow. It is definitely very gritty. So this will be really interesting to play around with and try and get a good opinion on. I do think that Exposed could blend out either of these two. I could then obviously add a pop of bright yellow or a pop of pink or a pop of blue. I'm really, really excited to play around with this and see what looks I manage to create. What do you guys think? What look would you do using this palette? Because I'm very, very curious, very, very nosy, as you know. So this is where I'm gonna love you and leave you guys. I'm so happy that I have changed this project, just further away from pre-made palettes and more towards my singles collection. As I said, they do need a little bit of extra love, a little bit of an extra helping push. So yeah, it makes me really happy that they are getting used and they are getting loved. I hope you have an absolutely incredible day today, guys. Stay safe and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye!